Well, hi, it's Adair Palmer here, and I'm live in the group, Facebook Code Breakers group, for Thursday night live Q&A, and this is the first one we've had for the Code Breakers, and I'm looking forward. I've been monitoring. I've just been monitoring the group. It's been a little bit quiet, this group, this week, but I think it's actually going to get, well, it's definitely going to get busier and busier as we ramp it up, and there'll be, I think, a lot more stuff happening, because it's been, I think, just ease you into it. But over the next couple of weeks, I think we'll just get plenty to do, and plenty of things to coming your way. Lots of exciting stuff. I'm going to put my Diva light on because I'm thinking it looks a little bit dull and grainy. Maybe it's just me looking dull and grainy. I hope not. So we'll just pop that. So just turn it off, and that's on. It's a bit better. Let's see what that looks like. Hopefully it won't fall off the top of my screen there. Okay, I think that's a bit better. When you are doing videos, it is important to have the light, plenty of light, because if it is dull and grainy, then it makes for poor viewing. The other thing is, I've been doing some videos, listening to them back, and they have been the sound has been quite like a bit distorted, and I did notice like that people will generally, hello Linda, hi, all the way from the top end, the monsoon season. Yeah, awesome to see you here. Thank you for joining me. And so, but people will forgive the video quality if it's a bit pixelated and maybe a bit grainy. If you can, and that's funny because it just now it says your connection is weak, so I'm imagining that it will be a bit pixelated. But do what you possibly can to make sure that it is not pixelated or grainy. I think when you've got a weak connection, that's out of your control, and there's nothing you can do about it. But definitely put as much light on as you can. Hello Helen, great to see you here too. Brilliant. So keep the light on. I've got two lights up here. I've got my Diva light. I'll just show you there. Got the Diva light there, and then I've got another one here, and I'm thinking that up here at some point I might put another light just to make sure. And I think I've said before that I've had like the screen here, I just pulled that across and put behind me, because as it gets darker outside, and you can see out through the window here it's starting to get darker, then the light actually leaches out, and it does make it a bit difficult to see. So try and make sure your lighting is correct, and have it on your face and not behind you, because it just throws you into shadow, and it's not good viewing. Try and get your audio good as well. I was saying before that people have they may forgive poor quality video, but poor quality audio is very, very difficult to listen to. And I recently did one for myself, an affirmations that I actually did. It was a 15-minute one, and I got right into it, and I was going like this. I actually did it as a video and set it to some background music, and I listened to it back, and I went, oh my Lord, it just sounds so awful. So just remember, like, it was definitely not soothing affirmations for me. So when you're doing your video, make sure that your audio is good. It's on my list of things to get is another audio, like a decent microphone, so I can do good audio. Linda's saying it's been a hot one today, and she's also moved her reading lamp into her clinic and positioned it behind your desk. So you would find that, like, I saw a video of yours today, Linda, where you were talking about riding, doing self-care, which was brilliant, going out for a ride on your bike. Your video was clear, and you were quite clear and as well. But I don't know how it's coming across to you, but it's looking to me, I know it just says connections weak, but it's actually looking to me to be a little bit grainy, so I'm not quite sure whether that's just the speed or what it is, or whether it actually is my camera. It's normally not too bad, except when the connection's weak. I do want to actually show you, Linda, the managing apps, and I want to have a discussion about managing apps, because there is a lot more to the apps than meet the eye. And so we'll start off with that. Let's go. We've got I've got my page up, so if you go, I'll flick the camera around. Just give me a thumbs up if you can actually see okay. I'll still be able to see. So can you, is that okay? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see that, all right? Or, yep, okay, cool, beautiful. We got that sorted, so at least we can see. So when, yay, yay, Linda says yay. So when we come to looking at managing the apps, and it's great that you're asking these questions, because I think as it comes up, yep, Helen's saying okay as well, fantastic. So as it comes up, you notice ask the questions, ask, because if I can answer them straight away, I will. If I can, and we might go over them again at another point. Lots of thumbs up happening there. That's awesome. Keep them coming. That's great. Love it. All right. And so even if it is out of sync, we might cover it again down the track. But at the moment, I just think if we are there in the group, and if the capacity is there to answer your questions when they need to be answered, when you need them answered, then that's going to be more helpful for you. So we're going to go to settings, and we're going to go to apps down here. So we're in the settings up here, and then we come down to apps, click on apps, and I'll just cross out of there. Had a bit of action on my personal profile this today, because Wayne's rescue vehicle, his marked vehicle, SES rescue vehicle, got broken into, and they stole his Swiftwater rescue gear and a few other things. So I put it on the page, and people have been sharing it, which is awesome. So hopefully we'll get some of it back, or it'd be even better to get all of it back. So Linda, for you, and hey, Fiona's here too. Awesome. Say hello to Leanne for me. She might be looking over your shoulder. This one's for you, Leanne. Yay. Okay, so we've gone to the settings, and then we go down here to the apps. And now when we've got here, I've got 3 apps here. I've got Fan of the Week, Recommendations, and Email Marketing. Now, I could just have Aweber Email Marketing, but if I click on Edit Settings, okay, Fiona's saying internet isn't good up here, freezing up at Leanne's, we'll have to watch later. No worries, yeah, that could be frustrating. So what I've got is my the business page health checklist linked to my email, my Aweber email program. And you can go in here and you can put a custom tab image if you want, and you can actually change and put the name here. So Linda, is that answering your question? So you can change that, you save it, you can put clicked on that one, and I'm not quite sure where it's taking me. We've got a blank screen. Okay, so if you wanted to put a custom image in your tab, I haven't gone here before, and that's looking, I might have to explore that because it's all black. So let's not, I'm just going to, I don't even know how to get out of there. I might just have to click out. All right, there we go. So I've got a custom tab image there because it's asking me if I want to change it, but then it took me to that black screen, so I might have to explore that a bit more. Put your tab name here and click save, and then just OK it. If you want to change it, you can come back here through settings, then apps, and then go to edit settings. Okay, Now, I just wanted to have a bit of a chat. That I know it says my connection's weak, but I'm hoping that you have. Yep, Linda can work with that. Excellent. Now, I've done a couple of health checks today actually, and one of them said sign up for my newsletter. Now, Linda, I just want to mention, if you're having a subscription service, when you ask people to sign up for a newsletter or join a subscription service or anything like that, I think the idea and what I've experienced and what I've learned is don't ask them to subscribe straight away. So what I'm going to suggest, and I don't know what you've done, Linda, but if you've actually asked people to subscribe, or if you want them to join up, offer them something free in exchange for their email first. So you've got I'm just trying to think, your page is Lovelai, and it's around personal development, self-care, that type of thing. You could add, if you haven't written it already, you could do a little top 10 or top 5 tips to the best self-care. You've probably done a lot of this, Linda. If you can, get it prettied up by Fiverr, or just in a PDF, and then offer it as a free giveaway. So it's a top 5, or it's something that's actually, oh, beautiful, you're already doing it. Sweet. So the link is to send them to a freebie. Okay, fine, that's perfect. I just thought I'd mention that, because like I said, I've done a couple of health checks today on business pages, and what they've asked for is sign up to my email newsletter, and it's like, would you do that? Would you just give a number, so that give you an email address so that someone can send you emails? And most people wouldn't. So you're on the right track there, Linda. That's awesome. Fantastic. Now, if you have any questions that you want to ask, just pop them in the group here, like in the chat here, and I'll answer them on the spot if I can. But I did want to go over live videos and looking at how many ways you can repurpose live videos, because we're all getting very, very good at that, aren't we? Or we plan on getting very, very good at that. So, hi Steve, great to see you. And I'll just explain a little bit about what I do. I don't do all of the things that I'm suggesting here, but there's something that I actually will be building into the future, and as I develop and grow, I'll be doing extra things as well. So what I do is, the first thing, I've got my notes neatly typed up here. So okay, Linda says that's the default, so I'm glad you showed me how to change that. Awesome, that's fantastic. Helen wants to know where I accessed the app again, and Steve saying hi. Okay, Helen, I'm just going to flip the camera around and go to your business page. We'll just go back to the front of the page. I'm using my social media for small biz owners page here today, and playing some thinking music. Click up here to settings. Then come across to the general here, scroll down here, look down till you find apps. Click on that, and then that will take you to whatever apps you have. So if you have, it says my connection's weak, so I don't know if you can see this, but what you have to do with these apps is you actually go putting my email marketing Aweber app into my Facebook page. You can't do it from Facebook. You have to go into the program and get what's called an API key. So they're usually fairly straightforward, and you can step through them using tutorials on your mail program. So Helen, have you installed an email program on your Facebook page at all? So if you have installed one, you can just go in and edit settings, and then you can change it to whatever name you want. If you haven't installed it, go back to your email program and look for where it says integrations or API or something where you can actually, and then it will step you through. Like, seriously, I did this myself, and if I can do this, then anyone can. But it did take, I think I had to watch a tutorial. Helen's got it. No, okay, so you've got it, but you haven't got your email program hooked in. So if what email program are you using, Helen? So when you I think it doesn't really matter. I think most of the email programs, well, actually all of them would have the capacity to be able to link into your website and also Facebook, and I'm not sure about the other platforms, but definitely I've got it on my website and I've got it on my Facebook. So yeah, that's right. Awesome. That's the name of your program, is it? MailChimp. Okay, MailChimp's, I think, one of the easier ones to use. So you can actually go into MailChimp and ask it to link across. Linda's linked yours too, but you've got a good system. Yeah, I had GetResponse, and GetResponse was sort of okay, but I couldn't actually get the platform to talk to Facebook, and after about 12, 8, 9, 10 months with GetResponse, and I had about 1,200 people on my list, I ended up leaving GetResponse and losing pretty much all of them because I needed what does the linking do? Oh, Helen, what the linking does is actually, when it's linked from your mail, say you're using MailChimp, when it's linked from MailChimp into your Facebook business page, I will show you exactly what the link does. Hang on a tick. Okay, so I've linked it at the back to here. So my free business page health checklist, and if anyone clicks on that, they get taken to a little box here, which shall come up in just a moment. I think it just takes a little while to load. I'll play some thinking music. You can see it's still loading. The little icon's going round and round. Okay, there we go. Now this is just a really, really simple one. And it just says, claim your business page health checklist now. Get ready for more biz page engagement fast. And then, yes, I want my Facebook biz page health checklist now. So just their name and email, submit, and then it comes through to my Aweber email program. They get put on a list. They get sent a copy of the health checklist. Then I send them out the emails, for the regular emails for my Friday Facebook fix. So you probably already get those, Helen, because I think you're on my mailing list already. So they get up to date with the things that I'm doing, and the Friday Facebook fix, well, that's just that's the free weekly half-hour Facebook fix that I do, which I'm actually, it's a nice little segue back to the live video, because Tony did ask how many ways you can repurpose live videos. So I do a live video in the group, which is social media for small biz owners. That's Friday Facebook fix. Then I download it because you can't share video from, yes, Helen saying, awesome, thanks, I'm on your list. So if you do have trouble with doing the back of shop stuff, just flip me a note and we'll work it out. If you can with MailChimp, I'm happy to do that, and we'll see if we can get you connected across to Facebook to your page, because you are you're leaving clients on the table. I say leaving money on the table, but you're actually, if you're not you haven't got your offering connected to Facebook that's connected to your email list, then you're actually doing yourself a disservice. So do it sooner rather than later, and if you need some help, I'm happy to try and work through it with you. So the you're downloading the live video, so you can do it from your profile, you can do it from your business page, you can do it from events, or you can do live video into groups. You download it. If you do it into groups, you can't share it anywhere. If you do it into the events, I don't think you can share it either, but from your, or maybe you can, I'll have to check that one, but from your business page and your personal profile, you can share it. But I do mine into groups, then I download it. It's always good to download it. The other thing I want to mention too is Facebook is a third-party platform, and all the information on here belongs to Facebook. So if it goes, we've got nothing, folks. So everything you do, I used to do notes and write them directly onto the notes section of Facebook business page, and now I do them in Word, and then I copy and paste them, because if Facebook does decide for whatever reason that my page is going to go, or if the wheels fall off it as a platform, then I've still got the original material in Word format. So I'd suggest every time you do a live, now Tony said she downloads hers on her cell phone. I've been talking to girls in the US this morning. We're talking cell phones, so I'm talking business page, fan pages and cell phones. So I'm trying to talk their language, and some of it's stuck. So anyway, so Tony was saying that she actually downloads it directly from her mobile phone app into her gallery, and then she can send it across to her YouTube directly from her phone. So that might be the easiest way to do it. If I'm doing it on if I'm doing that on my PC or laptop, then I have to do it using the little M instead of the dub, and then downloading it that way. I don't know, and Tony might be able to answer this, I don't know whether you can actually re-upload it from your phone if you're doing it in a group, whether you can re-upload it natively, because remember, those of you who are on the 747 group, don't use YouTube links, because they will crash and burn, they'll go nowhere. So going live in the in your group, download, re-upload to your page, pin it to the top. This is what I do. I pin it to the top because it's just let me have a drink. Just pin it to the top of the page. One of the things with pinning to the top is that if it is the latest, if you do a weekly blog or get into the habit of doing new content every week that you want people to, and I know Helen, you wanting to grow your community and tribe, and Linda, I get the feeling that that's something that you're looking at doing as well. So creating that original content and getting that out there on a regular basis is a brilliant way to start to attract people, because it's about the content. And then when you go looking for the people, they've already got a great deal of information and content that they can just immerse themselves in. So pinning fresh content to the top of your page. Yep, says Helen. Cool. Pinning fresh content to the top of your page is something that you would be good to get into the habit of doing, and I'd suggest weekly. And also when you do that, if you are, and Linda's, yep, so we're here to build a community, brilliant, can't wait to get to that bit. But you don't have to wait, you can just start without me, we'll catch up. It's pretty awesome. Pinning it to the top of your page is, when you do that, if you notice the date on that you've posted it, because when you go to people's pages that have dates on there that are like, you know, 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 3 or 4 months, 6 months old. I've seen pages with pinned posts that are 2 years old. Now it just looks like that they haven't. Would you do that with live video only, or would you post new blog articles too? Well, Linda, what I've been doing is I was doing it with live, yes, pin posts. I was doing it with live video because that became my blog. So what I am going to do now, I've got my website up and running. And when I figure out the back end of that, I will be putting the blogs, including the live video, onto the website, and then I'll be repurposing that back to pinning the post. So I'm going to play with it a bit. I find that the pinned posts of the uploaded video native to Facebook does pretty well, because what I do is I link that in with the groups that have the engagement. So, you know, when we did the 747 creating massive organic reach and engagement on your business page, and we talked about participating in those programs where we all went in and liked and commented and shared on each other's pages, then when I pin the post, I deliberately go and I go into as like probably 3 or 4, depending on how busy I am. Sometimes it's only 1, but then I get people to go to that post. And hi David, good to see you here. That's cool. You can, you're here. No, don't have to apologise for being late. It's great to see you. So you can pin it, and you can use anything. You can have a special. You can just use an image or text, but I'm thinking to get the most bang for your buck, if you pin a live video or if you pin your blog post, then participate in these engagement programs and get other people to specifically focus on that one. That's at least 1 post a week that you know is going to get some exposure. So, and if you make it so with Helen and Linda, I know that your professions or your industry absolutely lend themselves perfectly to this. I've got on my hypnotherapy with a Dare page, there's always lots of engagement, and there's always easy to find things to post because people love inspirational stuff. So I'm getting a bit off track here, but with your videos, David, you can do. Okay, you'd like to have a session on this, uploading to your website, repurposing, and posting to Facebook. All right, so let's do that. And yep, leave it with me, Linda. Might not be this week, but I'm going to cover that within the 8 weeks at some point, and it will be one of the Facebook lives. Okay, so we can absolutely do that for sure. So when we're looking at, actually what I might do is I might just document my journey doing that, and you can all have a good laugh at the same time. So it's called action learning. You can learn with me. So when we're doing we're just talking about uploading videos and pinning them as a post to your page, or putting them as a blog on your website and then repurposing them like the live video back into your page, pinning as a page. But when you've done that from your website, you can also put it onto LinkedIn, and you can send it through Twitter and other social media platforms as well. So definitely worth exploring, because that's going to give you more exposure. And if you have a blog, then absolutely you got to maximize it as much as you can. So I've just put, writing a blog post. So if you've got your live video, what you can do is you can either write the content first, or you can do your video first and then write the content around the video. I usually do the video first and then write the content around the video. The reason I do that is because the Facebook Friday Facebook Fix is meant for people to be asking questions live about, you know, sort of different things that are pretty much, you know, it's very similar to what's happening here, but they can come into the group. If they're a member of that group, then they can actually ask questions. They can and let's see, I can answer them on the spot. I do have topics set out which I cover, and that is something that I can then write about that afterwards. So writing the blog post, I don't know if you noticed, but Tony Everard, who's in this group as well, she does the Happiness Hunters Walk, and she actually did a little video, a live video on, what's today, Thursday, yesterday morning, seems like such a long time ago now, yesterday morning, where she interviewed a few of us in the group. It was only a very quick vox pop type thing. So what makes you, or what does happiness mean to you? But that actually, if you go have a look on her business page, that's generated quite a bit of interest and enthusiasm, because she's actually, well, I've shared it to my page, I've shared it to my personal profile, I've also shared it to my Hypnotherapy with a Dare page, and I think that sort of thing, and I've noticed that other people who she spoke to on camera have shared it as well. So there's a little hint for you. If you do get an opportunity to do this sort of thing with other people around you, make it engaging and interact with them, and they'll be more than happy, I'm sure, to share it to their own networks. So you would get, and that just happens because they've got their faces out there. So some people just like, even on Wednesday morning with Tony, some people just ran and went, no, we're not talking. But yeah, Vox Pop, that's exactly right, Linda. It is. Yeah, I thought, wow, what a great idea, Tony. And I'll be definitely doing that. So when I did the workshop on the weekend, I had Wayne actually did a live segment of me covering the content monster. But if I'd thought about it, and I will in the future, I will be getting out the camera and speaking to people in the lunch break and in the I was going to say recess in the morning and afternoon tea breaks, because that's something where people get an opportunity to give their own business a bit of a plug and get themselves onto live video as well. So, and then they're going to be going, wow, I'm in that, and so I'll be sharing it. So there's all sorts of things you can do if you just be, looking out for opportunities to do it. Now, okay, the other thing that I do is upload it to YouTube. So that one piece of content also gets from the group. It goes from my group, Social Media with Small Biz Owners, into the page, Social Media for Small Biz Owners, and I upload it to YouTube. At the moment, because I am still working out the blog on the website, I actually link the YouTube video through to the email, and I do the blog type post in the email, but I also do it in the notes section. I mean, it's really long-winded, but you know what? You work with what you have. And when you can improve, you just look at it as a process of continuous improvement. And that's just the way I'm looking at it. I'm going, well, this is what I've got. I'm going to make the absolute most of what I've got. And when I'm ready for the next thing, then the next thing will appear. So I put them in the notes section of my Facebook business page. I also put it in the email, and I send it out to my email list, which links back to linking your app and your email responder to Facebook, because if you haven't got a way of collecting emails, then you are doing yourself a disservice. Because if, like I was saying before, so David, that's something that Linda's just talking about. You can link your blog to Facebook easily, and I'm saying that's something that I've only just got my Facebook, my website done just recently. It's only just a couple of weeks old. So my blogs are going to go onto my website, and I'll be doing a live in actually how to do that repurposing blogs and that type of thing to Facebook. So that's something that I'm going to be doing, and it's going to be action learning, David. So I said before, you know, hey, if you want to laugh, come and join me, and we'll walk through it together. But I think it's worth just, you know, to take it that extra step, and if I can help show people while I'm learning, then we all win. So Linda's saying, so you'd normally link the YouTube version to your website? Yes, because I did actually, when I got my website developed, I asked if I could store the videos on there natively, and they just about had a conniption because it was, all these videos would take up so much server space, and it would just, you know, I mean, they said it's possible to do it, but the more server space you take up, the more it costs. So there's actually no advantage to putting I can't see there's any advantage of putting a native, now I think about it, a native video onto your website, because Google, and if Google owns YouTube, then if it's in the YouTube system on that platform, then Google are going to know that it's there. They're actually going to favor that to get more exposure, and if you use your keywords and your tags, then that's going to help you in your search engine optimization. And that's not an area that I'm a specialist at or know a lot about at all. I just know it exists, and I know that if you have a website and you are doing blogs and that type of thing, I'm learning about backlinks, and it could, is that Steve is going like this? Yeah, Steve, you could come on and do a guest speak for us. You reckon? Yeah, you can help us out. Yeah. I wish we could do two-way interviewing here, because that would be really awesome to be able to just say, hey, you know, you've got some stuff that you can add, and then I can just invite you in, and then you can share. But that's coming, and some people already have it on, I think it's on iPhones or iOS. So the other thing that I am doing, and I'll show you at the moment, this is the biggest, I'm actually working on the member hub now. I'm uploading the 747 stuff. I've got that bit done, but linking the member hub to you as people is the bit that's missing for me. So I'm still working on that. It's coming, and all the stuff that we did in the 747 group and that's actually in the member hub now. And when I have that up and running and work out the linkages to be able to get people in there, you'll be put in there anyway if you're in the member 747 group, and you can access the information there. And also, as members of the Facebook Codebreakers inaugural program, you'll get free access to all of what's in the member hub. So the whole lot will be freely available to you for life. And that's just going to get more and more resources, so you'll be able to sort through, you'll be able to pick programs based on what you want to know at the time. So I'm listening to the questions that people are asking, and I'll do little how-to things. There'll be a whole suite of how-to things in Member Hub, and that's the sort of resource pool that you're able to have one point where you can just go and search how to download and re-upload a video, there's so much. So that's a trial in progress, so much info. yeah, it is, and it's just going to get more, because this sort of thing, like what I showed you today with the apps, that might be different in 6 months. So it's going to need constant updating, and that's what I've just made a promise to myself and to other people that I serve, that I'm actually going to be across it, because I find it so exciting, and because for those hypnotherapists amongst us, they would actually totally understand that I love the variety and the uncertainty of this. So So it's, but some people find it really frustrating, but I've chosen to embrace it, and that's why I'm going, well, I'm make a point to be across it so I can bring it back to you, and I can let you know what changes are here, what changes are coming up, and I can answer your questions in this group. So you'll be in this group, and other people will be joining this group as we go on. But as foundation members, you're just here for life, so you're stuck with me, folks, you know. The other guys who like come in and out, because that member hub is going to be subscription based, and so as if they keep paying the subscription, then they will be then they'll be in the group here, the Code Breakers group. Once they stop paying subscription, then they'll be removed from the group and the having access to the member hub. So that's the way it's going. I've been looking at a few business models, and that seems to be the one that makes the most sense, and I'm just so pleased that you guys are here to be walking this path with me, and that I can share all this yummy goodness with you and just have you for the long haul, which is great for you, it's great for me, it's everybody wins. So, looking at repurposing this material to the member hub, if you set up your own subscription site, that is something that you will be thinking about doing as well, with your live video and your pre-recorded videos, like the webinar that I did Monday night. They'll be up in the member hub as well. So that's all resources that you can do as you get better at them, and I'll get better at structuring them. One of the things that that I want to get better at is actually doing the videos so that you can do them in sections. So your material that you do is done in blocks, and your blocks might be 5 or 7 or 10 minutes long, maybe no longer than 15 minutes per block. And then you can download it. If you've got video editing software, you can actually repurpose that into topic blocks. So then you can organize your information that you have for people into topic areas, as well as like long course. So they can be little snippets on, like maybe like I did with the 747. I could have just a little section here. It says this is all the information that you need in bite-sized chunks to get great organic reach and engagement on your business page. So you might do that for yourself if you're doing a subscription based service. You can absolutely do that as well, and just chop them up. But if you plan your material beforehand and time it a bit, then that takes a bit of discipline, and I think I'm still working on that, because I go, oh, I had a random thought, and then I go off, and then I thought, oh no, I better come back to that one. So that does take discipline. But on live video like we're doing here, I'm not quite sure how that would work. It would take a lot of crawling through and then chopping the segments up and refitting them back together. But when I've got a VA with skills in that area, they're going to have plenty of work to do, believe me. Okay, so that's what I think that's it for tonight. The other thing I did want to share with you was something that Linda said about that photo that I uploaded into the event with the woman with the eyeballs. They actually are a series of stock photos that I have had given to me. I'm more than happy to upload them in the group. In fact, I'll do that after I finish here, and I'll put them in an album, which means that these photos are pre-approved. They have no royalties. You can download them, you can use them wherever you like, because they're just free, and there's no royalties, and you won't get people chasing you to give them thousands of dollars for using it. So the other thing you can do is, if you're looking for photos, is a place called Pixabay. There's a few, and I think I put that in the other group as well. But Pixabay is pretty good for stock photos if you're not looking to pay for your photos. So, all right. So if there's no more questions for tonight, I'll sign off for now, and I will see you on Saturday morning at 10:30 time. Remember to ask questions in the group, and if you want to ask them here live, please do that as well. And yeah, we'll see you on Saturday, and have a great one, and enjoy the rest of Australia Day. On you, mate. See you later.